You haven't ridden a bike in 10 years, maybe 15. It's been sitting in a garage, and one day you pull it out, brush off the dust, and climb on. And after a few wobbly, uncertain seconds, something clicks. Your legs know what to do. Your balance returns, and you're riding exactly as if you never stopped. Everyone knows this feeling. You never forget how to ride a bike. We even have a name for it: muscle memory. The idea that your body, your legs, your hands, your fingers somehow remember how to do a thing long after your mind has moved on. But here's the strange truth that gives this video its title. Your muscle memory is not mostly in your muscles. The thing you've been crediting your legs and hands for all these years is happening somewhere else entirely. And once you understand where, it turns into one of the most reassuring facts about your body you'll ever learn. You almost never start from zero. Let's start with the myth, because it's baked right into the name. When you effortlessly ride that bike, it feels like the knowledge lives in your legs, like your muscles are the ones remembering. But muscles don't remember anything. A muscle is just fibers that contract when they're told to. They have no way to store the pattern of how to balance, pedal, and steer all at once. That information has to live somewhere with actual memory. And that place is your brain. What we casually call muscle memory, neuroscientists call procedural memory. It's a type of deep, long-term memory for how to do things, as opposed to memory for facts and events. When you first learn a skill, riding a bike, playing a chord, typing, your brain is working incredibly hard. The thinking part of your brain, at the front, is firing constantly, consciously managing every wobble and correction. It's slow, clumsy, and exhausting. But every time you repeat the movement, your brain strengthens the specific neural pathways that carry it out. The connections get faster and more automatic. Neuroscientists call this plasticity. The path gets so worn in that eventually the skill runs almost on its own, deep in the brain's motor regions, no conscious effort required. That's why a musician can play a piece in their sleep, and you can type without looking at the keys. The skill moved out of the effortful thinking part and into a deep, automatic store. And here is why it's so hard to forget. These procedural memories seem to be stored in a part of the brain that is unusually protected and resistant to being rewritten. Facts fade, names slip away, but the pattern for riding a bike is filed somewhere the brain treats as almost permanent. It doesn't get easily overwritten, which is exactly why it survives 10 years in a garage and comes back after a few seconds. Your brain locked that skill in a vault and mostly threw away the key. So that is the myth busted. Muscle memory is really brain memory. The skill was never in your legs. It was in a protected corner of your mind the whole time. But now the twist. The reason the title says mostly, because it turns out your muscles do keep a kind of record after all. Just not the kind you think. This is a different, more physical form of muscle memory, and it's one of the most striking things scientists have found recently. It's not about the skill. It's about the strength. When you train a muscle hard over time, the muscle cells do something remarkable. They add extra nuclei. The nucleus is the control center of a cell, the part that holds its instructions, and normally a muscle cell has a set number. But under training, your muscles build up a higher count of these control centers inside the fibers. Now here is the astonishing part. When you stop training and the muscle shrinks back down, those extra nuclei do not disappear. Recent research suggests they can persist for a very long time, possibly for life. Your muscle physically holds on to the evidence of the work you once did. So when you return to training after months or years away, you are not starting fresh. Those banked nuclei are still there, ready, and your muscle rebuilds far faster than it did the first time. Your body kept a physical blueprint of your past effort. I should be honest that this second cellular kind of muscle memory is still being actively researched, and scientists don't have complete consensus on exactly how long it lasts in humans. But the evidence pointing to it is real and genuinely surprising, and it completes the picture the title promises. Muscle memory isn't in your muscles. Mostly, the skill is in your brain. But a physical trace of your training really is written into the muscle itself. And when you put those two systems together, you get something quietly beautiful. Think about what this actually means for you. That bike skill from childhood, sitting untouched for years, is still filed in a protected vault in your brain, waiting. And the strength you built at any point in your life left a physical mark in your muscles that helps you rebuild it faster. On both fronts, the effort you once put in was never really erased. Your body and your brain both kept the receipt. So the next time you climb back onto a bike after years away, or return to an instrument, or step back into the gym after a long absence, and you feel that familiar thing coming back faster than it has any right to, understand what's happening. You're not starting over. You never were. Deep in your brain, a skill you thought was long gone was quietly waiting, protected, right where you left it. And inside your muscles, the work you did years ago left its mark, ready to give you a head start. Your body doesn't forget the things you asked it to learn. It tucks them away, safe, and hands them back the moment you reach for them again. You almost never start from zero. You start from everything you've ever practiced, waiting patiently for you to come back.